Hey everybody, I'm Rob the Builder. Can we build it? Yes, we can. Now, we're doing a short clip about paints. When I first did models as a kid, there was one type of paint and that was it. And when I came back years later, the landscape had changed dramatically on that front. There's enamels, there's acrylics, there's lacquers. Um, I use four types of paint. Uh, for different reasons. Now, I do preface all of these remarks with the pretty big caveat that these are my opinions. Other people may agree or disagree. And, regardless, at the end of the day, always be willing to turn to each other and go, yeah, well, that's just your opinion, man. And that's all it cuts down to. Now, without further waffling, paints. Now, the first one I use, I guess it's not a specific type, but at the end of the day, shake and bakes. These little numbers can save a lot of time and effort. If you can apply underarm deodorant, you can apply shake and bake. Pretty obviously, shake, shake, shake. And when the time comes, spray. Now, convenience, you betcha. Cleanup, non-existent. The limitation, they meant more for cars. That's not a limitation, but you don't get the same range of colours that you might want for aircraft and all the different hues and subtle shades. There are certain colours, and that's good. And they can be very handy for that. I do shake and bake for my undercoats, aluminium. Most of the aircraft I build are aluminium, ergo I put an aluminium coat underneath, and away I go. On an aircraft that's got an aluminium main coat, like this Mustang, for example, yeah, it's the main coat, and it's just that easy. I use an airbrush in general, being spared 20 to 30 minutes of thorough cleaning is a joy. It's simple. Now, I also utilize black, mostly because when you, on a lot of aircraft, when you build them, you have one part of the aircraft that's black and it's the propeller. Now, again, thorough cleaning of the airbrush will take a fair while. Why? I can just go shake, 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 spray, spray, done. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Shake and bake. Enamels. Now, a lot of people swear by enamels. I started, that's what all that was available when I was a kid. And when I started again, that's what I got back into using. I stopped using them mostly because with airbrushing, you need to use thinner on enamels first. They're very thick, they're very gluggy. And look, that's a downside in my opinion. On the pro side, they are really, when they dry, they're solid and bam, they're strong. Very enduring. And that's a good thing in a paint. Other downside, it does take a fair while to be thoroughly dry. To be completely dry, you're talking about 4 hours before you can do your second coat, I think it is, might be 2. Either way, it's a fair while. So it's a hassle. The other thing is In fact, I'll even illustrate this by allowing you to see. Here we have our tin of enamel. Okay, now here's what I'm talking about with thick and gluggy. In fact, you may even see it in here. Oh, you can't quite. Okay. Bam. Look at that. It's a whole stack of binder that needs to be mixed in, really. And yeah, look, you can see you're not going to get that through an airbrush in any great hurry. So you can see it's very heavy and thick. I'm pretty sure you can imagine why it would stick very easily on a surface once applied. A nightmare for, well, not a nightmare, but a hassle to work through an airbrush. So that's why I gave up on them to a fair extent, although that very thickness and glugginess lends itself to another, or to a particular technique called blackwashing, which I've got a video of on my channel as well, so have a look at that. Here's a quick example where we're working on the Stucker. You can see how the black is applied and removed, and away you go. It's in that instance the blackness and the glugginess works for you. I use it for that very effect, and I'm happy as with that. It's great for that. Now the thing I switched to on the topic of glugginess is lacquers. The reason I switched to lacquers, they too are fairly enduring, but these are preset for airbrushing. Tell me that's not a win, people. Tell me that's not a win. And all you got to do is that. You then put that into your reservoir and you are good to go. You can apply them on a brush with a brush. I do that on areas that are smaller than my perhaps main area, but that needs to require a little more delicate touch, and they're great. Now, the downside through an airbrush is they require thinner to clean. That necessity means that I've got to pretty much take my airbrush completely apart to make it thoroughly clean every time. We're talking about a 20-minute, maybe half an hour process, depending. That's a lot of hassle. Is it worth it? In my opinion, yes. Opinion. Other people would say, you're a twat. Good on them. Now, that's the benefit of them. Next, we come to acrylics. Acrylics are great for a number of things. One, again, we've got our shake, shake, shake benefit. You don't need a reservoir of any sort. You can simply get a piece of paper and you can just go, bam, and away you go. Paint so you need, and when you're finished, you just put the paper out of the way and you're done. You can see it can be used many times, which is very convenient, particularly if it winds up as a really good piece of modern art. I personally intend to sell this piece for on auction, and I expect a reserve price of $7 million. Good luck with that, I guess. Anyway, now that's a benefit on its own. They are also water soluble, where they really come, which means that they easier to clean. They dry very quickly. And where that comes into its own is in things like these. Now you can see the pilots, different colors, If I was to use an enamel, it will take ages to dry, and thus it will take me quite a while to get them completed. With acrylics, they dry 20 minutes each coat. I can get them done in a session. Fantastic. Nice and easy. All right. And that pretty much covers it. That's for the nuts and bolts. If you've got any questions, feel free to contact me. This is the first time you've seen one of my videos, feel free to follow, like, or subscribe. Okay, that's our video done. I hope that's been informative for you. It may not be. It may be. I don't know. And yeah, thanks for watching. Yeah, again, hit follow, like, or subscribe. See ya.